Hi everyone! In this video, I am going to walk you through how to find homeschool groups near you. Everybody wants friends and community, and fortunately, homeschoolers often form very diverse, inclusive, vibrant communities. They do everything from going on field trips today, to meeting up once a week at the playground and sharing snacks, to going on extraordinary outdoor adventures, to hiring a science teacher today and offering a science class to their kids, to sharing skills, to sharing childcare. So I tell every parent that finding homeschooling community is probably the most important and most essential step in your homeschooling. Even if you're just considering homeschooling, I think the most important first thing that you can do is simply find a homeschool group near you and attend a meetup. There you're going to hear firsthand experiences of other families who are actively homeschooling and see if this is a community that you want to be a part of. You're going to get cool ideas and you're going to find people who are going to be able to support you through all the ups and downs of your child's education. You're going to be able to save money on childcare by swapping childcare. You're going to be able to find extraordinary classes. Know a community where there's a professor of history who offers classes to all the teens in their community. So finding homeschooling community is not only important for your child so that they can have friends and mentors of different ages, but even more so, it's important to you. Nobody should raise their child alone. The nuclear family is not a supportive system. You need a community to build a phenomenal education for your child and a healthy, happy life for yourself. You need more than just a partner to be there in sickness and health. You need a whole community of different people. And for me personally, I find homeschool communities who are united around this shared value of education to be some of the most wonderful, kind, long-lasting, inclusive, meaningful communities that there are. So let's get into the nuts and bolts. Now, if you live in a big city like me, New York City, it's going to be a lot easier to find homeschool groups near you. The first place that I typically look for homeschool groups is actually on Facebook. You'll definitely find lots of blogs about homeschool groups in your area, but unfortunately a lot of those blogs are out of date. The email addresses are old, etc. So I find that probably Facebook still today is the most accurate and up-to-date source of information. You can also always contact Modulo and we're happy to help you find a group. So this is my process for finding groups, and I'm just going to share my screen here. Okay, so this is my Facebook. Hopefully no one minds too much me sharing my feed. And I'm just going to start by clicking on this icon, Groups. Now, if you are somebody who doesn't have Facebook, I don't blame you. It's very controversial these days. I understand, but it is going to limit your possibilities of finding homeschool groups at this time. This is something that we're working on here at Modulo. We want to create our own place for finding homeschool groups and for homeschool communities to interact with each other, but for now, Facebook is probably your best bet. So what we're going to do is we're going to search for homeschooling. That's just the first start. So I'm going to look for homeschooling. I'm going to click on groups, and then I'm going to click on city. So this is the place where you have the opportunity to select your city. And if you don't see your city pop up here, you might want to check your Facebook profile and make sure your current city is listed as the place that you live. Some group people won't even let you join the group unless you do. So I'm going to click on New York, New York. And here we have a lot of different groups. So this New York Homeschool Group has 4.4 thousand members. We have New York Homeschools, New York Homeschool Support Group. So you can see a lot of active groups. Now, this one you can see is something where I have a lot of friends in the group because I know a lot of homeschoolers in New York City. And so that's definitely, if you see other people who are involved in the group, that's great. Now, if you don't see any homeschooling groups pop up, you might actually just make a post in your local parent group and ask if anybody is part of any homeschooling groups, and people can probably help you out. Now, as you can see here, it says how many posts a day there are. And since this one says 4 posts a day and this one says 8 posts a month, it looks like this group is a little bit more active. So if you want to join that group, you would just click join. Pretty straightforward. I'm just going to put, have been homeschooling for a while. Do you live in New York State? Yes. I agree to the group rules. And it's very important you fill that all out because homeschooling communities really want to make sure that everybody who joined is actually legit and not just there to advertise or maybe aggravate people, because unfortunately sometimes people aren't very nice to homeschoolers. Another good reason to be part of a group where you can find supportive friends. Okay, so here we have a lot of different opportunities that people are posting for homeschool groups. And you might want to just search for something like meetup or event. I'm the last person who posted a meetup in this group. But typically, here we have a guest artist, and, this is First Lego Leagues is having an event. So what you might want to do is just say, hi, I'm homeschooling in New York City. I have a 7-year-old and would love to meet other families. Are there any meetups happening soon? And then people will respond and you can hopefully get yourself to a meetup. So you can see kind of everything that's going on in your area in these groups. I was hoping to find a little bit more happening. Let me show you another group that is pretty active in New York City so you can kind of get an example of how this works. So we're going to pull up the New York City Secular Homeschool Group. Let's see if we can find it here. And they have a lot of events happening all the time. So here they have an event section, so you can see what's coming up. And okay, so here's a great example. This is the Nichia Science Fair. And it's going to be happening at the Market Library, May 13th at 1 p.m. So I think the best way to find your homeschool group is just show up at an event. If you stay just in the group posting and not really do anything, it's going to be really hard for you to actually meet people. Okay, now people have different preferences when it comes to the type of communities that they want to interact with. So if you are looking, for example, for a secular community, what I recommend is you search for secular homeschooling. And so there we have, and again, we're going to try to look for groups near me. That's another thing. You can select a city or you could just say near me. And here we have secular homeschoolers of Northwest New Jersey. That is not near me enough. So the near me is really not a very helpful feature. We're going to put New York, New York. And then just kind of look down until we can find secular homeschooling. Secular homeschooling. Let's see what we can find. Okay, so another option is this is the Secular Eclectic Academic Homeschoolers Group. They're a huge, huge group. And what you can do is you can search for your city. So for example, I might look here for Brooklyn. And I am not looking for people who live in Brooklyn. So I'm going to look for posts and see if somebody has posted about something in Brooklyn. Okay. So this is not very helpful. Let's try Brooklyn groups. Let's try a different city. Cleveland groups. Okay. All right. Let's try homeschooling in Cleveland. Okay. This is so obviously this is a better search. Thanks for exploring this topic with me. So this person is moving to Cleveland and they just want to know about homeschooling community. And what we're going to click on here, and probably this is someone, Dali, who says homeschool gathering place is a great example. And then this person posts a bunch of different groups to join. So yeah, so that's probably the best bet, just clicking homeschooling in Cleveland. Let's see if it, and then you can see another post, what's the homeschooling scene in Cleveland? And they say join Ohio Homeschool Parents Group. So as you can see, so you can search, if you're already part of a homeschooling group, you can search for your city. And then of course you can make a post and say, hey, I live in wherever you live, New Orleans, I just started homeschooling. Is there anyone here who might be interested in connecting? So that's another thing that you could do if you're looking for secular homeschooling groups is to look for unschooling groups. A lot of those groups tend to be secular. And again, you can post in a big homeschool group or search for your city, or you can just search locally. So again, first step, click groups. Second step, click city, New York, New York. And there we have special needs homeschooling in New York, radical unschoolers in New York, etc. And there you have it. That is a very quick and effective way to find homeschool groups near you. Once you find a group, I highly suggest that you attend a meetup right away and just you're just going to get such a quick sense of the whole vibe. If you see a meetup posted in the group, go to that one. If you don't see one, just put up a quick post and say, I'm looking for something to attend to meet other homeschoolers, and you'll probably get a lot of response. If that fails, reach out to us at Modulo. You can post something in the comments. You can contact us very easily on our website, modulo.app, modulo.app. And I'm not going to leave anyone hanging when it comes to finding local homeschooling community, because I do really feel that of anything in homeschooling, community is absolutely at the center of it being a successful initiative. Now, what do you do if there is nothing in your area? Now, my first advice would be move somewhere else, but that is not necessarily what you have to do. If you can move somewhere where there's more homeschoolers, that's great, but you don't have to. What I would suggest that you do is start something new. And probably the easiest thing to get going is simply a board game night. If you can do it at your house, great. Otherwise, you can host one at the local library. It's a really effective event because it's obviously not a lot of work to put together a board game night. Everyone can just bring a board game. It's a really good activity if some of the kids are shy and some are more outgoing, because shy kids, children on the autism spectrum, kids who have social anxiety, they might not want to communicate a lot verbally, and they can be relating through playing these games or sitting on the outskirts. And then just host that regularly. It's okay if 2 or 3 kids come the first week, then you get more and more. Something else that a lot of parents like to do is simply go to a playground every day, because usually the only people at the playground during the day are homeschoolers. The other thing is that you don't necessarily have to connect with other homeschoolers. You can actually connect with other kids who go to school. So a really wonderful friend of mine, she's 16, and she made all of her friends by joining trampoline. And every day she goes to trampoline and hangs out with all the after schoolers, has a play date on the weekend. You know, sometimes when you're coming from school, you have this idea that socialization is something that has to happen all day, 5 days a week with kids the same age. But actually, it's really enough for a kid, for a lot of kids, just to have 1 or 2 friends they meet up with once or twice a week. Every kid has different needs when it comes to socializing, and that changes a lot as they grow. A girl who is really happy just hanging out with mommy at age 7 and 8 might start feeling like she needs to be in a big group with boys and girls of all ages when she hits 12. So that it's really great to follow your child and just know you don't have to cram their entire day full of social activities. Just start with one thing and see where that goes. So first step, look on Facebook for things that are happening now. Second step, if there's really nothing available, start your own board game group. Or third step, join an after school activity or a homeschool class. And if you're in doubt in any step of this process, please do write us in the comments, contact Modulo, and we're gonna help you find the right fit. And I just wanna leave you with one last thing. We are living in a time where people are disagreeing a lot, and sometimes parents and caregivers and kids really struggle to find their group of homeschoolers, and they might feel like, hey, I'm not religious and everything around here is religious, or hey, everybody who's in the homeschooling community that I meet has purple hair and I don't have purple hair, and that can cause some discomfort. And the problem is that homeschooling becomes like dating apps where you try something one time, you don't like it, and you never come back. Whereas in a traditional school environment, you're pretty much stuck with the same group of people. And what happens is that over the course of the year, people start to be connected and bond, even though originally they thought this is never the type of person that I would connect with. So just remember that as you're going to these groups, this love you have of your kids and providing a quality education for them is such a powerful force for peace, for community, for listening and understanding. And so even if maybe the people don't feel like exactly the right fit the first time, if they're nice enough, if you feel like there's some possibility there, I would consider keeping going. Maybe invite them to kind of come to an activity you may enjoy instead of always going to their activity, and just give it more of a try. Now, if the group is outright hostile to you, that is obviously a toxic, not great place that you want to be. And I know plenty of LGBTQ plus families who have been treated incredibly unkindly or even not allowed to participate in a group. And it's gone the other way too, where Christian homeschooling families have been told that they're not welcome, although not quite as much. So I'd really encourage you to use this passion you have for your child's education as a force for getting to know people who are a little bit different from you and giving it time. If you have a play date and your kids don't immediately fall in love, hey, that happens in dating apps all the time. Many of the children in Modulo met 5 years ago during the pandemic. For the first 3 months of our classes online, they had zero connection with each other, just with me, and now they're all best friends and don't even imagine a time where there wasn't a spark. So just a nudge to give it a little bit of a try, get to know people who are different from you. It's very enriching to experience different perspectives and lifestyles, both for you and for your children. I hope that this has been a helpful video to get you started finding a homeschool group near you. I always suggest that parents take things one thing at a time. Objective number 1, find a meetup, go, get a sense of the scene, maybe layer on a second meetup that you go to every week or once a month, and take it from there. And have a wonderful time meeting great people who care about education and kids just like you.